We keep it simple with precision. Welcome to another YouTube video. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the top 3 candlestick patterns I look out for in the markets to show me that a move is about to happen, or to tell me that a move is about to happen in markets. Okay, I'm going to break it down and explain what they mean and how to use them in this video. So let's go to the charts, of course. Okay, so when it comes to markets, chart analysis and all of that, my favorite type of chart that I use is called the Japanese candlestick chart. Okay, just to let you know, there are different types of charts. Of course, we have the line chart, hollow candles, volume candles. We also have Heikin-Ashi, which is also a popular one that traders use, but I personally just like to use the candles, right? Because it just resonates with me the most and I understand it perfectly. Now, when it comes to my trading, I have, let's say, like a 3 or 4 step process that I use to identify moves before I get in or before I execute a trade, right? First thing is identify the direction. Second thing is my zones. Third thing is my entry. And then fourth, exit confirmation. Okay. So right now we're going to be talking about, I believe it's number 3, which is basically the entry confirmation. Now, when it comes to entries, personally, I do not like to execute trades if I do not see certain types of candlestick patterns present themselves. That's just what makes sense to me. Okay, now there are different ways to analyze markets, different ways to anticipate for trades to happen. Everyone has a different perspective. Okay, this is just my own perspective because I'm doing what works best for me. Okay, based on, of course, it's not just like this is just what I prefer. This is what I have back tested, I have forward tested. This is what I have seen over and over again that works in the markets. Okay, so with that being said, what are these 3 candle patterns? So the first one would be called engulfing. Okay, second one would be morning, did I spell that right? I believe morning or evening star. And then third one would be variation. Okay, so those are my top 3 favorite types of patterns when it comes to trading. Of course, before we look at candles, remember there are 2 things I mentioned before we got to the candle part, which would be direction and zones. Okay, only after we identify our zones can we start looking for these candles, just so you know. That's the first thing you have to note. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about engulfing candles. Engulfing candles, engulfing candles, we have bullish or bearish engulfing candles. Okay, now for bullish engulfing candle, it basically means that we are anticipating for price to go up or for price to buy. Okay, and then bearish would be that we are anticipating for price to sell or for price to go down. Okay, so let's talk about bullish engulfing first. So for a bullish engulfing candle, it basically means that we have a bearish candle, okay, a small bearish candle with, you know, a small body or with the regular sized body like this, and then we have a followed by a bullish candle that is bigger than the bearish candle. This is what it looks like. Okay, and then afterwards we then see price print to the upside and to the upside. This is what it looks like. Okay, but the goal or the thing we need to identify is the body. That's what we're looking at, the body of the candle. So first things first, we need to have a bearish candle followed by a bullish candle, and then that bullish candle, the body of the bullish candle has to be bigger than the body of the bearish candle. That is what a bullish engulfing candle is. Okay, Now, in a live market scenario, I just did a chart breakdown for this move that I caught on Thursday/Friday. We can see it here. We have bearish candles. Okay, we have one nice bearish candle, right, followed by a bullish candle, and here we can see that the body of the bullish candle is bigger than the body of the bearish candle. So this right here would be deemed as a bullish engulfing candle. Okay, let me show you yet another example. So this is NZD/USD. So here we have a bearish candle. Over here we have a nice bearish candle, and then followed by a bullish candle, and we see here that the body of the candle, of the bullish candle, which is the blue candle, is bigger than the body of the bearish candle. Okay, and vice versa for bearish engulfing candles as well. Now for a bearish engulfing candle, okay, we're anticipating for price to go to the downside. Okay, so that means that we would have a bullish candle followed by a bearish candle, which the body is bigger than the previous bullish candle. Okay, and this is what it would look like. So we see here we have a bullish candle followed by a bearish candle. Okay, the thing we have to look at is basically the body of the candles. So let me show you in a live market scenario. So here we see that price was going to the upside, so we have what, bullish candles back to back. Okay, then it stopped and basically created a bearish engulfing candle. And how do you know that it's engulfing? You see that the body, okay, let me circle it. The body of the candle, the body of the bearish candle is bigger than the body of the bullish candle. Okay, so that is it for engulfing candles. So let's go on to the next one. So the next one is where is it? Yeah, morning star and evening star formation. Morning star and evening star formation candles would include three candles put together. Okay, now the engulfing pattern I just showed you includes two candles put together, but morning star, evening star basically includes three candles put together, and it usually would look like this. Okay, for morning star basically means that it's going to the upside, and then evening star means it's going to the downside. So for morning star, think of like a U, and then evening star, think of an M, an N. Okay, lowercase n. So this is what it will look like. Okay, so morning star first, we'll have a bearish candle followed by kind of like a doji candle. Okay, something like this, and then we'll have a bullish candle. Okay, this would be seen as a morning star formation. So we'll have a bearish candle, kind of like a doji or indecision candle, and then we'll have a bullish candle. So let me look for a live scenario so that we can look at it. So this is NU. Here we see an example over here. Okay, so we have a bearish candle followed by kind of like an indecision candle or a smaller candle, and then we have a bullish candle. So this would be seen as a morning star formation. Okay, now coming back to our list of candles, next is evening star. So evening star is basically vice versa, but we are looking at cells. Okay, so would have a bullish candle followed by an indecision candle, and then followed by a bearish candle. Okay, so it's kind of like a lowercase n. Okay, so let's look for a live scenario. Okay, this is GJ. We see here an example. So we have a bullish candle followed by an indecision candle, and then followed by a bearish candle. Okay, now third on our list would be variation candles. Now there are times where price is at my area of interest, and the candle that formed is not necessarily an engulfing candle, and it's not really a morning star candle pattern or evening star candle pattern either, right? In those scenarios, like, what exactly do you do? Okay, that's where variations come into play. Now, with variations, it includes more than 2 candle patterns. It could include 3 or 4 patterns. Okay, so you would have, if you're going to buy, you would have one candle, one bearish candle, and then followed by maybe 3 or 2 smaller bullish candles engulfing the one bearish candle. Okay, so let me show you in a live scenario here. So this was an example. This was a trade I took at the beginning of the month. This right here, price came down to my area of interest, and basically it did give me an engulfing pattern, but because of the exhaustion on the candle, I was not totally confident in it. Right, so I was anticipating for the next candle to then be a bullish candle, so that would then be deemed as a bullish variation pattern. So this is what it looks like. Let me just circle it out like this. Okay, so we see here we have a bullish or a bearish candle, then we have 2 back-to-back bullish candles. So let me find another example. Okay, so this right here would be yet another example. Okay, we have price at a level of support here, and then we have a bearish candle, this particular candle here, this white candle, a bearish candle, and then followed by a bullish candle. But you see, the candle is not really, it did not engulf the previous candle, and it's also not a doji. Do you get what I'm saying? It's also not a doji, right? So at that point, like, what exactly do you do? Okay, so at that point you then wait for the next candle to also be a bullish candle, so that would be deemed as a bullish variation pattern, which is a valid entry confirmation for your trades, right? So you see here we have the 3 candlestick pattern right here. Okay, let me look for a bearish example too. Okay, I can already see one here. So we see here, okay, this is yet another example. So we have a arrow tool, yeah, we have a bullish candle followed by a bearish candle, but it's not an engulfing candle, and it's not really a doji either, right? So then in that scenario, you then wait for a second bearish candle to print, and that would also be deemed as a valid entry confirmation. Okay, so I hope that was easy to understand. Of course, if you have any questions, drop your questions in the comments below and I will answer them. With that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video or during our live sessions. Okay, trade safe.